When Luka Dončić got traded to the LA Lakers, fans were pumped. But it didn't take long for doubts to creep in. Would he even want to re-sign with the Lakers? You'd think it'd be a no-brainer. But unlike American players, who often dream of playing in LA no matter what, Luka is European. The Hollywood lifestyle might not be his thing. Still, despite some uncertainty about his future, I fully expect Luka to continue his journey in purple and gold. And not just that, I see him becoming the face of the entire NBA. He's only 26, and if he takes better care of his body, with modern sports science and recovery methods, he can easily stay at an elite level for the next 10 years. Now, this might seem like something way ahead, but I guarantee the Lakers' front office is already planning for life after LeBron. Of course, we can't ignore the fact that Luka and LeBron would cause serious problems for the league right away, especially in the playoffs. But let's face it, LeBron is playing his final seasons, and no matter how great he still is, Father Time is undefeated. We can assume LeBron retires in the summer of 2026, or more likely 2027, though I wouldn't rule out another season after that. At this point, the real challenge becomes, once LeBron is gone, who will step up as Luka's co-star?
Make no mistake, the Lakers will do anything possible to maximize Luka's prime and chase a title every single year. There is absolutely no doubt about that.
They aren't just looking for another complementary player. They're searching for the perfect dynasty partner. Well, the first name that comes to mind is an obvious one. The European connection, Nikola Jokic. Jokic's contract is up in the summer of 27, and he has a player option for the 27-28 season. So, he could decline it and hit free agency in just 2 years, opening the door up to team up with Luka in LA. And honestly, if Jokic makes it clear to the Nuggets that he wants to be a Laker, a trade could happen even sooner. We've seen how things work in today's NBA. Superstars and their agents know how to apply pressure and get to the team they want. But the real question is, would Jokic even want to play in Los Angeles? If there's one thing we know about him, it's that he's an untypical superstar. No social media, no flashy lifestyle, just basketball and horses. Now imagine him in the Hollywood spotlight. Yeah, safe to say he wouldn't love all that media attention. I mean, maybe if they brought a horse to Rodeo Drive, maybe he'd at least think about it then. On the flip side, Doncic and Jokic are good friends. And you know what? There's probably a part of them that would love to play together. And on the court, man, that duo would be all-time great. We're talking Magic and Kareem, Jordan and Pippen, or Kobe and Shaq levels. Maybe even better chemistry-wise. Just look at how they vibe at All-Star games. We've all seen the viral clips. These two just get each other. The second perfect candidate? Yet another European star, Greek with Nigerian roots, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek freak has been low-key hinting for a while now that he might leave the Milwaukee Bucks. Whether he's tired of the cold Wisconsin winters or just not happy with the organization, that's something NBA insiders will be digging into in the future. Giannis recently signed a 3-year, $175 million max extension, which means the earliest he can hit free agency is 2027. Luka and Giannis? That duo would be fire. Just imagine Luka throwing full court quarterback passes and Giannis catching them on the other end for a monster dunk. But beyond the highlight plays, these two would be a perfect fit for some real basketball reasons. First off, unlike Jokic, Giannis is an elite defender, especially as a help side defender. He's been one of the best in the league in that aspect for years. On the flip side, Giannis has some weaknesses. His shooting, obviously, but more importantly, he struggles in clutch moments. When the game slows down in the final minutes and teams run half-court sets, one of his biggest strengths, fast break dominance, gets neutralized. That's why it's huge for him to have a great ball handler by his side who can create shots for himself and others. And Luka? Well, he just happens to be one of the best in the league at that exact thing. We're sticking with big men here, but now you've probably figured out that I expect the Lakers to go in that direction.
Next on my list, Bam Adebayo.
The 27-year-old center is basically Luka's age, just a year and a half older, so they're both in their prime.
Over the last few years, Bem has developed into a do-it-all player. 20 points, 10 rebounds, a solid offensive game, and elite defense.
His biggest defense strength? He can switch onto anyone, from point guards to centers. And in today's NBA, that might be the most valuable defense skill out there. Some coaches even predict that basketball is heading towards a future where teams play 5 identical players, all around 6'7" to 6'9", with the same skill set. Sounds kind of boring, doesn't it? A lineup like that would have its tactical advantages, but basketball would feel way more robotic and probably less fun to watch. And there's one more huge name on my list. Joel Embiid. Yep, you heard me right. Despite the injuries that have followed him since day one, Embiid is still an absolute unit. That is, when he's healthy, of course. If the Lakers run out of their primary options, I wouldn't be shocked if they turn their attention to Embiid. In September 2024, Joel signed a max extension, so he won't be a free agent until 2028 or 29, when he'll have a player option to either opt in or hit the market. Would Philly actually let him go? Honestly, I think it's getting more and more likely. The whole trust the process era is basically dead. The Sixers are having their worst season since the days when they were tanking and losing games on purpose. And as time goes on, the bigger question might be, will any team even want to take on Embiid's massive contract? If the Lakers are willing to gamble though, a Doncic-Embiid duo could be the most dominant pair in the league. These players would easily combine for 60 points a game. Most of their buckets would come from isolation plays, and you can't double team both of them the whole time. That alone would make them a defensive nightmare for every coaching staff in the league. And now, before you say I've been only picking superstars who are obviously a great fit with Luka, let's switch it up. Here are a few underrated names that could be amazing options for the Lakers, though honestly, they might be even harder to get. Let's start with Paolo Banchero and Scotty Barnes, both under 25, strong, improved shooters, and two-way players who bring toughness on both ends of the floor. Then, there's another European on the rise, Alperen Şengün, who could fit real good next to Luka. But these guys probably wouldn't be available. If the Lakers want a young superstar in the making, they might have to steal one. I mean, Jerry West pulled off the Shaq move 30 years ago, but I doubt that Rob Pelinka has those kind of tricks up his sleeve. And no one of these guys are anywhere near Shaq's level. But they are the franchise players of their teams, and they're just entering their prime. So, it would be shocking if any of them hit the trade market anytime soon. And no, I haven't forgotten about Wemby. I'm just not even going to bring him into this conversation. The Spurs are way too smart to let anyone take their generational talent.
And now, for a bonus pick, a total wild card, Zion Williamson.
If that happened, McDonald's and Burger King would be fighting over who gets to sponsor the Lakers.
Jokes aside, Zion's injuries, lack of discipline, and questionable conditioning make him very unlikely to be on Pelinka's list.
But if he ever got in shape and locked in, he'd actually be an amazing fit next to Luka. Drop a comment below and let us know who your dream teammate would be for Luka. In the meantime, while we're waiting to see what moves the Lakers make, we get to enjoy something really exciting, watching Luka and LeBron together. And if LeBron wins his 5th ring with Luka, let me ask you this real quick. Would that be an even bigger story than Kobe's 5?